Hello everyone. Apologize for looking so scruffy. Sunday is my... Actually, no apologies. Sunday is my day to relax and be a bum around the house. So, that's that. This is a response to the reactions I've gotten to my video, Alarmist Nonsense, about Thunderfoot saying, oh, YouTube is censoring videos that are offensive to religion. And I didn't mention this before, but Thunderfoot putting some of that in quotes leads one to believe, is supposed to lead one to believe, I suspect, or by convention would lead one to believe, that someone somewhere said religiously offensive. And I don't know who the hell said that. Who from YouTube said they were censoring religiously offensive videos. But I'm not saying YouTubers are good guys. And in my last video, I did point out Ruby, the Crypt Queen, her video, where she says, hey, it's time to bail from YouTube, or at least start exploring other alternatives. And I'm all about exploring other alternatives. I'm just saying, don't necessarily completely leave the largest pool available to us. You know, just expect that the flagging system has sucked and always will suck. There are some nice user-generated or user tools here for video editing. It does have the largest reach of any platform, but the flagging and the very, very commercial content provider DMCA process, because they just fast-track it. They do lean slightly towards the content creators side on the DMCA. But, you know, so take it for what it is, and don't scream and shout about it, because how many potholers videos have vanished, except for the one where the complaint was flagged against him for Mamanaki. People have flagged some of the, Claire has had at least one video flagged, and age restricted, that she was mirroring of Thunderfoot's original videos. And it makes me wonder, the same way it made HappyCabbie wonder when he tweeted, hey, if you don't want the best spiritual porn to be flagged, change the title. Because these people have to zip through it. And and I think I'm going to try and find a link to HappyCabbie's How Not to Be Flagged. Because that's a really good resource. Basically, if you make your video pushing the boundaries that YouTube allows, of course, sometimes it's going to get flagged. And a lot of people here do that. And a lot of people get flagged. Sorry, it's like placing a bet. You don't always win. You don't always lose unless you're really, really stupid. That's just the way it is. Anyhow, YouTube is private property. It is a publicly owned company, but that just means that a bunch of people have bought shares in it. All right. There are certain things they can't do because they are a place of public, or they fall into the same category as a place of public accommodation. Because anybody with an email address can sign up for a YouTube account. All they have to do is connect that email address to a Gmail address, make the Gmail login, whatever. You know how easy it is to make a YouTube account. Just look at Emmett. He's been all over my videos trying to comment. And I'm still going to keep deleting him because I just know he's putting forth more effort making all the accounts than I am deleting them. So that makes me happy because I'm a dick. Anyhow. But no, since the feds do not subsidize YouTube, they are totally able to do whatever they want. As long as they do not completely refuse service or charge different prices to people on the basis of their belonging to some of these protected categories, and as long as they don't knowingly host illegal content. Anyhow, for those of you such as MacNuts2 and Integral Math who feel that I'm missing the point and we have to act now because otherwise it will be too late later, or that I'm too blinded by my faith in YouTube to see the approaching danger, I just want to direct you to some of Fringe Element's videos and Mr. Hair IQ's videos and a few other people like that, where they say much the same thing about race and IQ, and how the political situation in the United States is so dangerous that we can't afford to wait for some proof of a conclusive link between race and intelligence before we act. and see if you really think that's the line of argument you want to pursue. As to the implications I've received privately that I'm doing this because I'm a shill and a YouTube partner, well, one, suck on it. Two, and by that I don't mean my partnership, I mean the nearest available foul-tasting object. Just saying. I monetize my videos in the hope that someday, I still haven't received a check from YouTube, and at this rate won't for another year and a half, because it gives me some amusement that people who give me grief are giving me fractions of a penny every time they look at my video. That's it. I'm just that way. I told you I was not. What part of Badger did you not understand? Anyhow, the line of logic reminds me of the Black Bloc protesters at many of the G20 events, the IMF events, the anti-war protests, who feel that they have to disrupt peaceful protest and prove the police are tyrannical dicks by being such incredible douchebags that the police have to be tyrannical dicks to stop the Black Bloc from destroying shit. I mean, what the hell are you doing? If you're going to, it goes back to what I was saying before, about if you're going to try and ride the boundary between flaggable and non-flaggable, sometimes you are going to stray over it, because it is judged by human beings. It is offensive, which is a subjective characteristic, and judged entirely by the person who is looking. They try and make it uniform, but they can only do so much and have it be economically feasible. Anyhow, those of you who feel that this is a free speech issue, a First Amendment issue, would be well served to look at the channels that act as if they are guests at a free service and taking advantage of this, and those people who feel like they own their channels and should be able to do whatever the hell they want with them. This infrastructure is not theirs. This infrastructure is not the latter, but does not belong to any user on YouTube. It belongs to YouTube. And I'm not saying we should thank YouTube, because they are making money off of us. We owe them nothing. But if we want to enjoy the service in an uninterrupted fashion, uninterrupted by flags and privacy complaints and shit like that, we have to understand and act in accordance with their rules. Or we will not have access to the service, because we don't have the keys. Period. And if you don't believe me that this is something that has benefits to focus on, look at the channels that get flagged often, and look at the channels that don't, and see if there's any matchup between those people who act like dicks and those who don't. Now, this being said, I know that anyone can abuse the flagging system, and that somebody can point, a few hundred bots at me and flag one of my videos or even my entire channel down. I don't care, because it doesn't belong to me. And as a matter of fact, I suspect it's going to happen sometime in the next few months, given some of the videos I've got planned, or even this one. It's not mine. Thank you for your time and attention, but I'm going to leave it up to you to draw the conclusions based on the above information, because you're adults and therefore not my responsibility. To those of you who left supportive comments and who have been neutral and say, well, I'll examine the evidence, good on you. Thank you. Especially those of you who said, I'll examine the evidence. I mean, that's good. Do that. Otherwise, I hope you had a good weekend. And once again, thank you for your time and attention. Wow, I'm tired.